Hello guys and welcome back to Power and Revolution 2020 edition with our Israeli playthrough here. In the last episode we mainly just went ahead and dealt with the fallout, the consequences, the good and the bad of taking over Lebanon, which was a pretty consequential decision for our nation. We're dismantling a lot of stuff that they had. We've moved some assets around, we've adjusted some policies, we're trying to fix my overspending this year, which partly resulted because of a disaster we had, which after I did some testing, I'll talk about that in a second, I think I've realized that disaster is not completely paid off. Where's Israel? It's not completely paid off. I paid, this is for the plague, international donations. When the hell did we get international donations? Government contribution. Okay, so apparently I never paid this off. What? I swear to God I paid this off. I paid like $6 billion down to some kind of disaster, and I could have sworn it was this plague. Well, I'll take care of that in a moment. In the meantime, I do just want to show off that we have a population, what I believe to be bug, that I found in the last episode or the episode before that we've been paying attention to. Our population has started going down a little. As you see, it's mostly untouched. I've gone ahead and I've tested 2 months into the future of this game twice to see how this acts when I do different things, how it acts when I leave it alone, and a couple things change, like the population growth actually starts going back up, but the immigration rate doesn't actually change. It's other things boosting my birth rate. The population does start dipping down rather quickly the more I leave this, so I have determined that it may just be some kind of immigration bug, and unfortunately, this is the kind of thing that could destroy an entire playthrough. This is a game-breaking bug, because unless I'm conquering territory fast enough, all these guys are going to just emigrate. And if you actually check the immigration tab, I don't even know that they're being properly distributed through immigrating countries. There's a lot of immigration, but that immigration doesn't seem to show up in other countries properly. It's really weird, because all this immigration came out of nowhere, but no other countries got any big spikes in immigration, which is really weird because just before this, we were an immigrating country. Others were coming to our country, not going from our country. So unfortunately, this is going to have to be fixed by me. So I'm going to forbid exits from the territory, and I've checked this does, for the most part, fix it. I say for the most part, because what I saw happen when I tested this was the immigration rate goes from minus 57.77 to minus 2.83. And the migration flow rate goes from 1.25 million, 1.25 million, leaving every year, to about 44,000. Yeah, 44,000 leaving a year. And you know what? I don't quite understand that when I have full things in place stopping my citizens from leaving the country. I don't know how anybody leaves at all, but this is just something we're going to have to do, unfortunately, if we do want to maintain a growth rate, or if we just want to maintain a rate that will not kill this playthrough. This has to be done. This is going to give me a pretty big popularity hit, but I'm going to deal with all that off camera because it takes a little bit. So I'm going through dealing with all this weird population bug stuff, and in the middle of it, the Minister for Homeland Security, who had a scandal last episode, which I tried to cover up, is now awaiting judgment for corruption. Which again, I find weird because I have complete control of the justice system. So you would think that I would be able to get him out of this, especially with how much he likes me, but I'm just gonna have to replace him instead. Alright, so I'm over the worst of it now, and as you can see, here's the new migration rate after I literally have closed the borders. It was actually a little different. Just a few days ago in game, it was at minus 63. It's actually gone up again, or down, to minus 77. That's in thousands. So that's 77,000 leaving the country a year, compared to 63,000 just a few days ago after closing the border. So, for whatever reason, this is not perfect. The immigration rate here was also, I guess, higher. I shouldn't describe it as lower. The emigration rate, I guess, was lower. It's gone up, which is concerning because I've done basically all I can to fix that. If we take a look over here, our population growth is positive, though. It's at 1.5%. So the population is growing again. In fact, it's growing more than it was growing prior to the bug. Of course, we had to close our borders to do it. The immigration rate is still in the negatives, and it seems to honestly just be getting worse, which is scary and dangerous because there's no God and spy fix for this if this is a bug. I don't know how anyone's leaving the country when the country is completely closed. All I can think is illegal immigration could be doing it, if anything. But I know there's illegal immigration in this game. I've never heard of illegal emigration. I guess it makes sense, but I don't know if this even affects that. And this is so much money to do. I really don't know if that would even help. I can try. I could just boost it up once for now. I don't want to make people hate my guts, and I don't want to spend too much money. So I'll just boost it up by 1 star. Maybe it'll help. Maybe it'll just hurt more. I don't know. We also passed a tax change, tax on financial transactions, up to 0.4%. We are 2 changes before we can get it to that goal of 0.5% that Tobin so eloquently proposed by saying, let's say 5%, or a half of a percent, not 5%. Holy shit. Can you imagine that? So I'm going to keep going for it. I'm going to go for Tobin's target of 0.5% for the tax on financial transactions. We're going to do that. That'll get me a little bit more income when it passes. It's quote-unquote hurting the economy, but I'm not really seeing any negative changes from that. I've also gone ahead and I've assigned more spies. The spies that were in Lebanon, I've now sent to Oman. I'm putting every single spy network on cyber attack since, for whatever reason, in the 2020 edition, it doesn't seem to be very smart to put it on political, yada yada, because the UN, at least as Israel, maybe not the whole 2020 edition, I don't have enough experience with that yet. It doesn't seem to have enough capability anymore. It doesn't get you permission to declare war, and the UN permissions, wow, a missile hit all the way over here. What the fuck? Alright. Anyway, the permission doesn't give you quite what it did, and countries that get it don't seem to act quite the same anymore. They seem to have radically changed how the whole UN system works. Oh, here's my new Minister for Homeland Security. I appointed him from the National Judaic Movement. It was literally the only politician remaining that was not the leader of the party that I could appoint. So I went ahead and put him in charge, and his popularity's gone from 51% to 71%, so I guess that's pretty good. Another change I've been wanting to make lately that would give our economy a little boost and help promote quote-unquote clean energy, which would lower carbon emissions, which would lower the amount of disasters that we experience in the game due to the way pollution causes any and every disaster in the game, including earthquakes. Somehow carbon dioxide causes earthquakes. We are going to allow self-driving vehicles on the highway system, which will change it from testing, meaning we will not just be able to produce self-driving vehicles in our country, which means we are reliant on exporting them and for there being a market that needs them exported too, but we can also now sell them to our own people. And that also means we can also import them, which one way or another is going to generate some kind of economic activity, some kind of activity with our currency. I don't know. We're doing it. But the people might not like it. I have seen this be a rather hated thing for some reason. I can't really understand why, because it's not like you're mandating them. Yeah, we got a minus 1.8. Security's happy from something. Security is happy from this? Alright. Automation, sad face. Road transport, sad face. More cars is bad for drivers, I guess. Fucking weird. Okay, law on the... Wait, really? Already? Has that much time gone past? I guess so. Alright, it's up to 0.45%. Let's wait on a... you know what? The economy's doing fine. It's doing fine. Let's get this up to that magic 0.5% so I never have to worry about it again. 0.5% Tobin tax. We made it. We did it. Well, we will have in a few days. And then, great. Okay, here we go. It's the commercial trucker union leader. How are you... What? But this is illegal. Your organization doesn't exist anymore. There is no union for you. Fuck you, buddy. So at some point here, my game has frozen up on Friday, 8th September 2020. Okay, and it closed. Well, yeah, 20. There you go. There's our second game crash. Well, not too far after our first game crash. So that's a great sign. That's a great sign. That makes me feel great. The game is getting buggier, and it's crashing just as much, if not more, than... Let's load this autosave? What is this autosave? What is this? It's 10 minutes apart. Oh, this is the real life day. That confused me. Let's load this autosave, I guess. Since it was seemingly kind of well liked before, I'm just going to put another star into the fight against illegal immigration. I mean, it's not like it's something that matters very much to us right now anyway. And oh my god, I accidentally hit history. This is the second time I've done this recording session. The game is literally going to be frozen for the next 5 minutes. Again. Yeah, fun fact about that. When you hit history, it has to load so many things by this point in the game due to their retarded rioting system that it freezes your game for the next 5 minutes. And it just gets worse the longer you play the game. You accidentally hit this, you may as well just close the fucking game. Alright, this is great. I just lost some popularity because apparently in this World Athletics Championship, we were completely off form. We ranked number 3. We ranked number fucking 3. And that's being completely off form and was worth giving me a popularity hit. Just behind the Saudi Arabia. This is a big disappointment. We expected a lot better. Our athletes are not the only ones to blame. Our methods are out of date, and the state was unable to give the necessary impulse to renew them. He's telling me it's my fault for this complete off-form defeat, which just means number 3 instead of number 1. Number 3 is what he's complaining to me about. Number 3 is what the world, my country, is upset about. Well, let's just take a little look here. Let's just take a little look. Alright, well, so this is all maxed out. This is all the disciplines. This pretty much determines how well you perform individually. Oh no, I'm sorry. These are the disciplines. This is the budget. This is everything else. I have everything on sports maxed out. Maxed fucking out. And this motherfucker just told me that it's my fault that we lost. And I got a popularity hit for something that I couldn't control. Building new shit isn't going to change much. I have been building new shit, and we've acquired more stuff, too, as I take over countries. But come on. What the fuck? Financial transactions, blah, 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 going through. Oh, this game is pissing me off today, guys. The game's crashed. I've had 2 freezes for a total of 10 minutes now. I don't know how much usable footage I have. I've lost track of it as a result of all this. This game is getting buggier retardedly quickly. It's fucking annoying me. The self-driving vehicles thing has gone through. That's good. We go to transportation here. We'll start to see it's been 1 day, and 0.01% of our population now owns a self-driving electric vehicle. That was really quick. Almost 10% own electric vehicles. Yo, in this game, your people purchase electric vehicles retardedly quickly. Even if you don't subsidize them. In the original few games, even in the 3rd game, they didn't do that. It's only as of Power and Revolution that this happens. At some point, they decided to go so far left-leaning that they decided to make it so that everybody in your country wants an electric vehicle. And even with no subsidies, nothing. Just so long as you play the game, every year, this number will go up and up and up. And it will reach 100% by like 2030, whether you want it to or not. Whether you do anything to encourage it or not. It's insanely unrealistic. You could have dog shit cheap fuel prices and super expensive energy prices. But no, that's still what it's going to do. Because, fuck you seniors. Because the fucking developers in this don't understand the difference between making a video game and shoving their political biases so far down your throat that you can't even throw it up anymore. I found out some scandal on the leader of the ultra-liberal Democratic League, which is a party that gives me some problems, so I'm going to release this scandal on this person. Because fuck him. I'm also going to place under surveillance my own party leader, if I haven't already. I'm going to place him under surveillance because he pisses me off too. Apparently, there is now a Pakistan-Iran peace treaty. Wow. So I've been keeping an eye on it, but not much has really happened. And I can see that whatever the results of this peace treaty... No, you can't. You can't do this again. Are you kidding me? This is another game crash already. In the same... What the fuck? 2 game crashes. How is that even possible? We've been going through almost this entire series with no crashes. Bugs were not that harmful. Bugs were just being buggy. They weren't... What the fuck? They weren't putting an end to my... You know what? Fucking shit, dude. I have to start from the beginning of September again? I don't even know what to say about this, guys. I'm just gonna... You know what I'll tell you I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to autosave. I'm gonna load it up. And I'm just gonna leave this game playing. Interact with the screen a little bit. And I'm gonna see if it does it again before the end of the month of September. Because if I can just do some random stuff and it does it again, and maybe I'll test it twice off camera here. I don't really know what to do. If I can't get through this month without it crashing, which it doesn't seem like I can, then my literal only option is to like put the autosaves on weekly and just load the game again every week or two. Because we're only making it like part way into September, whatever month we're on. We're not making it to the end. I don't know what to do about this. This isn't like a bug that I can ignore. You know, this isn't like something that I could still just try to power through or try to use God and Spy to help get me out of. Alright, so here it is. It's crashed again. And I've figured out, this doesn't answer what caused my original crash last episode. But I figured out what's causing these crashes now. It's every time I go into the history tab. I guess all that information being loaded doesn't just make the game freeze for a little bit. When I start zooming in and out, specifically when I start zooming in and out, it basically dooms me to having the game crash immediately after. So what I've learned is that the game is still playable. It's still playable, but any and every time that I hit the history tab on accident, which could be a pretty regular thing, the game must be saved and restarted before doing anything else. It doesn't just freeze the game, it breaks it, and it dooms it to crash. I realize this because I got through most of September and I didn't really have anything bad happen. I decided to hit the history tab, see what happened, normal freezing happens, get out of it. I tried zooming because I was zooming every other time that it crashed, and immediately almost, it froze up and then it crashed. So I know what causes it, I know how to avoid it, and if I accidentally trigger this series of events again, I know how to fix it. So I'm going to leave this off here. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about my experience here today in this episode in the comments below. Join the community server in the description below if you want to hang out, talk. Maybe you have some advice for avoiding bugs in this game. Maybe you want to join me in a game, you know, a strategy game like this or something else. Check out my Twitch link in the description. I stream a variety of games over there, from strategy to RPG, shooter, adventure, really everything. And I always let the community join me in my streams if there is room available for cooperative or competitive play, depending on what we're playing. For now, though, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you on some other day.